Witam po krótkiej przerwie i zapraszam do wysłuchania kolejnego wykładu pana Mariusza Koczwary, który opowie nam coś o robotach. Proszę.
Brawa dla Państwa, że przyszliście. Może, słychać mnie? Lepiej? Coś chyba słabo mnie słychać. Halo? Lepiej? Okay. Well, hi and welcome. My name is Mariusz Koczwara. This lecture will be in English. Hope that you know that already. I'm here to tell you more about robots, robotic process automation actually. I'm here to share my knowledge, my experience with you. Hope that this topic is interesting for you. It is interesting for lots of clients that we serve as Accenture. I'm from Accenture. I'm manager for Europe, Middle East, and Africa for robotics process automation practice. So we'll try to answer today the question on why robotics process automation is changing today's business world. Any clues? Okay, so before I start, I would like to engage you as well. I would like you to have your opinions as well and have some gadgets in here. So if you will be active, you will receive some fancy stuff. Okay? So let's get started. Today we'll talk about why robotics. So why we are now talking so much about robotics. We will talk about what is the robotics process automation. What are the benefits out of it? I'll show you the short example of the robotics process automation. Then we will try to answer a question on how to hire a robot. And in the end, I will tell you about our Accenture journey on robotics in our operations. Is that sounds good? Okay, so why robotics? Any clues?
Because robots don't get sick, because robots don't go to the kitchen, and it's very easy to replace some kind of manual works with robots.
Good, great. That's a good answer. But I will ask this question. What is robotics and the benefits just after? But why we talk now about robotics? Why we talk about robotics? We are now in the fourth industrial revolution. Fourth industrial revolution is about RPA as well. Not only RPA. You guys in here, you are the people who will drive the fourth industrial revolution. It's only up to you if you will be watching this or you'll be on the stage. I encourage you to be on the stage of the fourth industrial revolution because it's changing the world now, today. What's the fourth industrial revolution? What it is? Go ahead.
It's replacing of some, it's replacing of some people, pieces of body, nowadays some robots. And is that it's a version of human resource and robots.
Yes, so basically the first about revolution about steam, second revolution about machines, mass production, the third about machines on the production. They are all about the production. Now we are moving to the more service production part of it. This is a revolution in the services. This is a revolution in IT. This is a revolution in a digital world. The world is getting more and more digital. This revolution is about not only the IT side of it, robotics process automation. This is about artificial intelligence, cognitive tools. This is about biotechnology as well, everything that is connected with technology. Technology is taking over the jobs. The Oxford University study is saying that 35% of today existing jobs will be replaced by technology in 10 to 20 years, and you will do it. Our study on 500 companies, banking leaders and insurers, is saying that 84% believe that they will be training machines like humans they train. They believe that they will collaborate with machines, 72% of them. So we are here. Throughout the decades, we were going through different changes in the services, because the services, this is what I will focus now. This is what I will tell you about robotics process automation and a little bit about AI. So from the decades, we were doing the centralizations, we were doing the relocations, standardizations, optimizations. Lean Six Sigma was the buzzword. Lean Six Sigma, the process improvements. I'm Master Black Belt as well. I know I've been there, and I'm pretty sure that every Lean Six Sigma expert will move shortly to robotics field, because this is the future. And the automation brings more benefits. The automation itself brings what Lean Six Sigma is not able to do. It changes the way how we actually do the work. So what is robotics? At Accenture, we have 4 maturity levels for the robotics. We are saying that there is a foundation, optimized level, accelerated, and intelligent. The foundation, this is what I mentioned before about optimization, your business excellence support in the companies, as well as the simple bots that were being developed. Every company that I were in, and I've been in, I think, 100 clients or more, they were doing some little IT, little bots, little changes. Every company was trying to do the macro scripting, VBA, mini bots, and this is, I would say, foundation. The next step is the robotics process automation, which is industrialized, which is a robust, secure environment when you can automate processes end-to-end with different applications. Accelerated is about what you can bring more out of robotics. You can use the intelligent analytics platforms. You can use the end-to-end digital tools, AI. This is what is extended to RPA, the extended arm of RPA. And intelligent is about moving into the very advanced AIs. So now we'll focus more on the foundation and optimization maturity levels. So what is robotics? Well, robotics process automation. It is a software. So why we call it robotics process automation? Because it mimics human user. So it uses the same way and the same layers or similar of applications that human users are. It mimics the human user in the way that we are processing. There are lots of processes, I would say, in every company and every corporation. There are processes for the automation suitable, and I will show you the benefits later on. It is supervised by business users. What does it mean? It means that it's in control of the business users. It's not dependent on the IT. It's not dependent on the large IT implementations, changes. It is owned by the business. Business can do their own robots for themselves, and they can do them like they want and when they want. Okay? That's a very important message on why this is changing today's business world, because business, the people who are sitting there, the processing people, have a power to change their processes the power to automate them. As I mentioned, it's non-invasive, so it means that it works on any kind of application that is being in your environment, in the environment of the corporation. It works like a human, so there is no need for IT, some call them ET, to do a job behind. So these automations are being developed in days and being active in weeks. That's a difference. I'm sure that you know how the large implementations of the large applications work. Days? Weeks? Months? Probably months, years, yes, to integrate. And here you can develop your own automation within days. And of course, it executes processes like a human do, and it is object-based. I will show you in a minute how this object-based programming looks like. And it is governed as well by the IT and the secure environment. There is a control on that, and there is a large topic on the security and the governance of the robotics process automation. Okay, I need to be more hurry. So what it does, robotic process automation uses all the applications that are installed in the company. It can use the databases. If you can access them, it can use mainframe systems. Yes, mainframe systems are very often used in the very large organizations still. So you can do whatever you wish with the robotics process automation. But what I would like to mention is the data center and the layer of infrastructure. We are not talking here about the automation on a desktop level where the mouse is moving around the screen. No. This is the automations in the cloud, in your infrastructure on your servers. We need to establish the application servers, we need to establish database servers, we need to install virtual machines, nodes that will be processing the job that normal human user is doing. Okay? So these machines will be doing the job controlled by the software. Okay? So we set up this in the cloud. This is the next level of the automations. The first on the desktop, they are not so efficient because this is only on your computer and that's it. Yes? Here you can leverage hundreds of thousands, millions of transactions within your infrastructure. And it works 24 hours 7, as you mentioned. Yes, it works 24 hours 7. Now I will show you a short movie on one of the processes, requisition to PO. Requisition to PO means purchase order. So I'll show you how this works, and afterwards I'll show you the tool that was used to do this automation.
Automation drives efficiency with increased control and compliance. Accenture is moving manual, redundant tasks to RPA in the cloud. RPA bots emulate human steps, faster with 100% accuracy, minimizing human intervention for converting requisitions to POs. The bot begins by securely logging into Radix P2P and checking for new requisitions. It extracts the rec number and other key fields for validation. The bot now logs into client systems. Robust authentication is designed to meet all client security requirements. The bot extracts key data fields and processes them to ensure compliance with customer rules and process standards. The bot presents field-specific feedback to the user, highlighting areas for buyer review and action. With one click, a buyer can quickly reject a requisition or execute a PO via another bot. For PO creation, another bot logs back into the client system and updates requisition with required revisions. The requisition is then converted to a PO and issued to supplier based on the client's process and rules. After PO creation, the bot returns to Radix P2P and posts the resulting PO number and order details. Advanced analytics are applied to PO information for further optimization and efficiency opportunities. Rec to PO processing steps can be accelerated by up to 75%. RPA in the cloud. It's fast, it's secure, and because it's embedded in our platform, it optimizes efficiency and enhances analytics insights. We continue to eliminate repetitive, low-value tasks. Radix P2P provides greater process control in a more efficient and automated way.
Okay. So, as I promised, I'll show you the tool itself, how it works. Not how it works, but how it looks at least. Okay, so this is the tool used for the robotics process automation. I'm sure that this is not the lines of the code that you are used to, isn't it? It's simple. It's object-based. You use the objects that interact with existing applications. You use these objects through the process, and you formulate actually the process. So it's easy. So it means that, sorry, no IT skills required. But of course, it's good to have them, yes? It's good to have them to understand how the programming works, the basics of the programming. You need to have the analytical mind, because there's lots of different ways how you can do this, do the automations. These tools also have embedded the objects for the coding. This very tool is called Blue Prism. Has the objects for the VBA and C#. So if you know C# or VBA, you can execute lines of codes through this tool as well. So this makes it that there is no limit actually. There is no limit on the automation if you have a digital input and structured input, you can do everything. We'll try to play it. Okay, so this movement is about working in the background. Now he is doing some job with the Excel files, retrieving data, and then from this is getting to the websites and taking the information about Accenture itself. The process is KYC. KYC stands for Know Your Client. It's a standard process of every insurer and bank where you need to know your client. So as you see, this process normally is being performed by the person, but there is no need that the person do it because you can search it automatically. You can go to different government sites. You can go to the LinkedIn, check what people are writing about the company, what is inside. You can search the web. You can do everything very fast, unattended, so you don't need to watch it, and just give the result to the agent. Okay, I'll stop it here. So, what do you think about the tool? No, okay. Okay.
Do you think this is more efficient that programs or tasks written especially to do some specific job?
I would like you to answer this question. How long it would take you to do the simple automation, I would say, platform that would be doing this?
Well, it depends.
Yes, it depends. And how long it will take you to incorporate this into the secure environment of the large corporation? Oh, that would take time, believe me. So that's why, moreover, how many of these you can write? Because this is only one example, and we are saying about hundreds of bots, thousands of bots that are working, and thousands of bots that are working in one single platform, robotics platform, and with all the objects that you have them, and you control them, you have a control room to see how the processes are being performed, which were triggered, what is the outcome. So what's your answer? Is it more efficient or not?
Probably the platform.
You mean writing a new platform?
No.
This one? Yeah. I think so too as well. Yeah, that's why it is changing the business world. Yes, of course you can write the line of code, but this will be a single application that is being developed here. This you can leverage everywhere around the world. You can use the servers to use this everywhere that the company is on the planet. Our company is, I think, in the 140 countries, 400,000 people around the globe. So when you develop one single program for the desktop, no one will know that. Yeah? And here you can leverage this very easily. Okay, so let's move for a few moments to the maturity of accelerated and intelligent. I will say more about AI, artificial intelligence, and how this can be connected with RPA. Okay? So, artificial intelligence, cognitive tools, they are used in the RPA world to extend the arm of RPA. You've seen this program and you've seen this tool, how it works. So it will automate repetitive tasks, rule-based tasks, yes? Simple tasks that are being performed by the user. But to use this data and inputs, you need to have the structured input and digital input, yes? So what can help you to structure unstructured input?
Classification problems.
Yes. Well, yeah. Everything that classifies, everything that helps you to sense and comprehend. Sense. That's why we are moving. That's why we are talking about artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is about as well the sense. So how human senses. This is for the application. This is unstructured input. How you see OCR tools, cognitive tools for the optical character recognition. What you talk, so comprehend what and understand what you are talking about. Actually, it's sometimes difficult for human even, yes, but but basically this is all about this, yes, to understand what do you want from me, yes. Software is not able to do this, but we are using the AI tools to help us with that. So the first tool, sense and comprehend, I would say that there are inputs to RPA process. Okay, so it helps you to structure unstructured input, and then you can take this input, digital structured input, and do the processing within your company. Yes. The two other, act and sense, is what you do after. So act, the AI tools and cognitive tools and the intelligent analytics platform help you to understand what happened and help you to make a decision on that. Sometimes even to decide by themselves. So act, do the action, actually process it, make a decision that human would do, but this machine will do. Learn, where machine learning tools will help you to adapt your code, adapt what you have already written, and adapt the tool. The artificial intelligence is being used in many different fields. Yeah, I'm sure you know that. text analysis and analytics. I think that our lawyers are quite afraid of what AI is bringing us up. When you do your research on whatever you study for, yes, you can use AI tools as well. Learning, whatever you wish, whatever the human interacts with, you can use AI. Cognitive robotics. Cognitive robotics is actually the connection between the AI cognitive tools and robotics itself. Video analytics, speech analytics, this is what I told about already. Data visualization and virtual agents. I'll stop a little bit here. Virtual agents are gaining lots of attention now, lots of attention in the business world. Why?
Because you can price some people with just one virtual machine, and it is much cheaper and more convenient.
Yes.
Just paying some people for answering.
Yes, that's true. That's more efficient, especially in the companies like telecom, multimedia, banks, I don't know, name them, that have millions of clients. Yes? And you call to the call center, come on, something happened with my whatever, UPC, I cannot see that. I cannot use it, yes? And you call them. And there's millions, billions of calls, billions of contacts with normal users, with the corporations. So these contacts can be changed into the virtual agents, okay? And you can leverage the virtual agents for those contacts. I'm sure that you encountered virtual agents already when you contact your I don't know, bank, insurer, whatever. But I think in Poland it's not much. There is not many companies that are using the advanced virtual agents, but they are coming, and they will be coming. Yes, because when you have a team of 100 people answering the questions, it can be less than 100 people. Yes. I would like to introduce you to Amelia. Hello. This is Amelia. Amelia actually is the virtual agent. Amelia understands what you talk about, yes, through phone, through every channel that customer is contacting the company. It can be through phone, email, web services, chats, everything that is connecting the customer with the company. Amelia works 24 hours 7 in, I don't remember, but I think it's lots of languages different, and can handle thousands of conversations mutually, yes? Amelia learns as well. Amelia, as I mentioned you before, needs to understand actually what is going on in the disk contact center. Once installed, it listens to all the conversations that are being done on this contact center. So when Amelia starts, it starts with 100 people. But it learns. And after some time, it's taking more and more people and 20 effort from them. They don't need to answer those questions anymore, because Amelia is answering those questions. 30, 40, 50, 70, even up to 70% of efficiencies can be gained for the Amelia, because Amelia, once installed, as I mentioned you, even if she is not able to handle the conversation at this moment, it escalates it to the human user and then listens this conversation. And then do it by herself. I'll play you a short movie on how Amelia works.
Artificial intelligence is growing at an incredible pace, and we're excited to be at the center of it. Through our new EMEA practice with IPsoft, together we're taking a major step forward in this space by combining IPsoft's world-class virtual agent platform with our deep industry and technology experience. This is going to give our clients an ability to not only reimagine their business operations, but also create new products and services that they never imagined possible.
EMEA is already being adopted by large organizations in Europe and the US across a range of roles and, for example, has been trained to manage invoicing queries from suppliers for a global oil and gas company, handle IT service desk queries for a European bank, assist frontline customer service agents for a US media company, and provide policy guidance to mortgage brokers for a global bank. Amelia's unique comprehension and independent decision-making capabilities equip her to fulfill a wider range of knowledge worker roles than any other virtual agent available today. Unlike other agents, Amelia understands the concepts conveyed within the information she reads and turns it into knowledge as she absorbs it into her semantic memory. Because she does not pattern match words, Amelia understands what you meant, not just what you said when you interact with her, making it possible to have a completely natural dialogue. Using her episodic memory, Amelia grasps the intent of the customer and, drawing on all the experience of previous conversations, is rapidly able to diagnose the person's exact needs. This allows her to help customers even when they begin by asking a very loosely stated question. Amelia doesn't guess when she is asked something she can't answer with certainty. She calls in a human colleague and learns what to do in future by simply observing the conversation.
Please stay online while I contact an agent to help you.
Amelia then dynamically generates new steps in the overall process she is following, and as soon as her supervisor approves these are okay to use, she is ready to handle similar queries on her own. Amelia understands when customers are happy or angry.
Sorry to hear that.
She tracks the customer's emotions in a 3D emotional space during every dialogue and adapts her responses and gestures accordingly. This allows her to deliver personalized service to each individual customer. Best of all, Amelia is always available. She holds thousands of conversations in parallel and stays friendly and professional every day of the year, whatever time of day or night you need to contact her.
I really enjoy helping my colleagues and customers be more productive and look forward to working with Accenture.
Do you like her? Come on. I like her. Okay, so let's move forward. We'll talk more about what are the benefits of the robotics now, okay? Some of you already mentioned benefits. I would say that all this is true, that you see here. It works 24 hours, 7. You have the full visibility of what's going on in the processes. This constant quality, so 100% quality all the time. But for me, I think that the most important part is that it brings higher staff satisfaction. You say, wow, why? Because it not only replaces the automation, it's not only replacing the human effort, but it's replacing the effort that they don't want to do. So the very repetitive tasks, the tasks that you don't want to do normally, okay, the tasks that can be done by the software, yes? So that's, for me, the most important benefit, the higher satisfaction of the people who are doing the processes. So where it fits? As I mentioned before, automation fits into the IT landscape environment of the company. So it will not replace the large applications, ERP systems, SAP systems. It will work along with them. Workflows, OCR, every tool that is being used, it will work like humans are working right now, okay? And it is replacing the repetitive tasks. And of course, the return on investment here is very high because when you talk about days and weeks of the development, that makes it very efficient for the company. when it really replaces the true effort. So where these benefits can be realized? I mentioned before that automation is being widely used in the companies that use lots of transactions. So like telcos, banks, insurers, millions of transactions. But as well, the BPO SSC sector. Now in Poland, we have 212,000 people employed in BPO, in the, I would say, the business services sector. Here in Krakow alone, 50,000 people working in business services sector. Is it a lot or not? Depends. Yeah, sure, depends. In India there is more, yes. Yeah, but that's a lot actually, because Poland is the hub where lots of companies, and as you can see, almost 1,000 different companies, and 73 out of them are the largest corporations on this planet. There is 37 centers that have more than 1,000 people employed. This is the place for the automation as well. Okay? So, why this is very important sector for Poland as well. Do you know how many people are working in the coal mining industry? Górnictwo?
100 of them?
Yeah, close, yes. About 85,000 people, yes? And you talk a lot about them, yes? You don't hear this in the news, yes? But let's keep this sector running, yes? Let's help them, yeah? You don't hear this news in the... because these sectors are the sectors with the services, and these are the sectors where the IT, where the codes and the IT skills are needed as well, yes? To run the operations and run the automations. So benefits can go through all the towers, because when we are talking about BPO, SSC centers, they always are organized in the same way, where you have the towers, finance, accounting, procurement, reporting, other towers, OTC is order to cash, P2P. And from our experience, there are places with the very high potential, like more than 50%, and lower potential, medium potential, I would say. The same goes with the virtual agents, but the virtual agents are more on the level where you contact people, yes? So the contact centers, whatever there is contact and incoming message that is not structured, this fits for this. So short example of the robotics process automation on a case. So at Accenture, we served already more than 300 clients, and we saved more than 21,000 FTEs. This 21,000 is actually in our own operations. So one of the examples, I choose the example which is the most interesting, I would say, in the way that not only robotics process automation was involved in the process. When we go to the company, we not only look on the robotics process automation, we've got colleagues here with business BI knowledge, the analytics knowledge, and we have the programmers as well. And we can implement other tools, cognitive tools, AI tools. In this case, this is a case of the health insurance. So when something happened to you, you broke your leg, you call health insurance, where's my money for my leg? So basically it goes through all the processes, yes? In this process there was like 70 people employed, and you can imagine that there is lots of unstructured data incoming as well. So we can use the AI and cognitive tools for that. But also there is lots of transaction incoming. So in this case, robotics process automation was used in the beginning and in the end, where the data was retrieved. Then OCRs read it, what were the documents. Then classification, as you mentioned before, the classifying what's inside. There's always human involved, where you need to make a judgment. Yes, okay, let's go. further with this, process the logic of the claim, like saying, okay, here's the insurance, okay, how much money we can give him. You can give him this and this because the doctor said that he can walk. So it's fine, and we can give you this. But at the end, there is a human as well to approve this, yes, to say we can go with this. And robotics process automation comes when it goes when everything is digital already and put all these claims in the systems of the health insurance. In this case, there is a 50% gain.
I have a question. 50% of what?
Sorry?
You said there is a gain of 50%.
Yes, 50% of average handling time. 50% of average handling time. Okay? So how to hire a robot? And how to get started? Well, not this way. But I like this picture a lot. I like aviation. I'm a skydiver as well. I like this quote very much. This is the pilot who exceeded, as the first one, confirmed the speed of a sound. Chuck Yeager. Just before you break through the sound barrier, the cockpit shakes the most. So every transformation that you're making in the company, or every change that you're making in your life, you have some hesitation. Cockpit shakes, yes? Should I go with this or not? Should I continue or not? Lots of people will not continue, yes? And they will not cross the sound barrier. But when you don't know what is behind, there's a tricky human way not to risk, yes? But I encourage you to take a risk, because there is lots of benefits after that. So you need to establish you need to integrate the robotics in your organization. It cannot be a single project when you do one automation and go. No, that needs to be something that is integrated in your business. That needs to be a robots factory when you know how to discover the opportunities and build the robots, and robots farm. So when you build one or two robots, bless you, when you build one or two robots, it won't be necessary, yes, for the robots farm, but when you have 100,000 of robots, you need to learn how to maintain them, yes, and run. You need to have the innovation ecosystem and delivery method and governance, so how you'll do it, actually, yes? So let's go back to the robots factory. You need to learn how to find the opportunities for the automation. I will share with you some insights from us. How to do the automation and how to perform the implementation. Okay? So from the discovery start. This is, I would say, our methodology, how we do the automation end-to-end. You need to learn how to discover the opportunities for the automation, where to find them, what's your methodology, how you will approach the business, and how you will say to the business, okay, this is automatable. From our experience, we know that if we will leave that to the people who are processing, they will always stick to the Excel file and say, oh, this is for the automation. No, that's not a good example for the automation. We can go much further than this, yes? We can not only prepare the Excel file, we can handle the end-to-end process that you are doing here. So you need to have the people skilled who knows what these tools and platforms can do for you, okay? Then, once you will have this, okay, this is this opportunity, let's do the automation. So let's do the kind of coding and implementation. So you need to start with the functional documents, like you should with the normal IT implementations. So you need to prepare the PDD, SDD, we call them process definition document and solution design document. This solution design needs to be prepared with client, with the business, with the owners, and signed off with them. They need to agree on the way how the robot will work with them, how they will interact with the robot, what will be the inputs, outputs, what are the exceptions, how to handle the exceptions. And then build. That's easy. Yes. You saw the tool. That's not complicated to build a robot. So you build it, and the effort for the build part differs between the processes. We call them the complexity. We need to know the complexity on the discovery. We need to know how much effort we'll need to develop this robot, as well as what are the benefits actually coming out of this automation. So both needs to agree as well. And then run and support phase. For the discovery, we are using our core methodology, which is our proprietary methodology. But before we go with automation, I mentioned you that already, but we need to make sure that our processes are already standardized. We need to simplify and eliminate what is not necessary in the processes. It's not like that you'll do the automation in the broken process and it will be fine. No, the processes should be stable enough to make the automations, and then it will go smoothly and work smoothly with the process. CORD stands for consolidated, objective-based, so little or no human judgment. Repetitive, so if you have more and more transactions, the better. And digital. So if you don't have the digital input, you need to convert this into the digital, one way or another. So robots farm. So how you maintain and keep the robots farm, you need to make sure that these robots will be working 24 hours 7, yes. So you use the scheduling, you use the automated way inbuilt in your robots, when they will start and when they will finish, and how they will communicate the outcome to the business user. You need to have the infrastructure ready for this. You need to run the infrastructure. So there is a part of the IT infrastructure that needs to be involved in the whole process. Yes. So the IT infrastructure team needs to maintain the infrastructure as well. And there are exceptions. There will always be exceptions. Any kind of automation that you're doing, you are identifying those exceptions. There can be exceptions, system exceptions, that something happened with the application, or exceptions, human exceptions, process exceptions, when we did not code this kind of process or part of the process. So these exceptions, you need to define how you handle this, because this needs to be passed to the human, and this needs to be done by the human anyway, yes? And then, if this exception will be repeated, then you can code those into the robot as well. And there are exceptions, 2 types of exceptions as well. What are those? Known exceptions and unknown exceptions. So known, that's easy. Unknown exceptions as well. You need to plan for this. What happens, and in the robot, when you're developing, you need to figure it out what to do when there is no other way to do it. Okay? So innovation. You need to have the established innovation ecosystem in your organization. At Accenture, we are using different various levels, meetings, annual, biannual meetings, business advisors communities, tech masters. We call them tech masters because the developers of robots. And we have the automation application exchange platform with more than 1,000 solutions already published, with clear information what process and what the automation, what was the solution of the automation. We drive, we disrupt. We are using our ecosystem to make the automations around the world. And every organization that wants to develop the automations, their own automations, they need to have this ecosystem ready as well, so that you capture the opportunities and you can build on those opportunities. Governance model, so you need to decide as well how you're going to do it, yes? So you need to decide on either you build it in-house as a center of excellence, give it to the external company, or do both. So have the little center of excellence and, when necessary, scale up. Scale up in the country, Europe, world. There are some lessons learned as well from the automations coming. You need to make sure that you talked about this with your security team. That's always an issue. Robo-IDs, yes. How you'll store credentials, the safety, how you will, what accesses will have the robo-IDs, yes? Which applications? Everything? You can do everything with this. Who will have an access to those machines that can do everything, yes? So these are not simple questions, and large organizations are really very, very, very careful about the IT security and very careful about the compliance of this IT security. So the platform and the tools that we are using, they are secure. Process stability, I mentioned about that. Governance, so you need to decide how you're going to do it. Cost takeout, so you need to track actually what you did. And talent and culture, and I mentioned it as well on that. So that needs to be part of your organization, not a single project, but a part of the organization. Okay, so that's almost over. Not sleeping? Good. Not everyone, at least. So our journey shows that there is lots of potential for the automation. In our operations, we already automated more than 22,000 FTEs. FTE stands for full-time equivalent, so that's a person effort, and 5,500 bots prepared. We operate everywhere in the globe. Our team, my team, actually is the responsible for the Europe, Middle East, and Africa, but we've got teams everywhere. And of course, India is our hub because there is most of our employees actually are in India. We have the robotics tools, analysis tools. We have the accelerators. We use the tools to help us identify the opportunities for the automation, to do in the automated way our functional documents for the solution designs as well. And we've got, of course, our methodology in place. For the processes, I mentioned you all this already. Technology, we are partners and we have alliance with all the robotics, major robotics providers, the tools, and we have our tools as well in the robotics portal ready. Yes, and that's almost it. So we are number one as Accenture in the world. At least this is what Horses for Sources research is saying, that Accenture is the number one in the robotic Premier League. And I can say that I think that that's pretty much true. There is no other company that can do so many automations and leverage it at scale as Accenture can do globally. Okay, and short survey to you. Are you afraid of robots? Raise your hand. Who is afraid? One. Okay, good, you're afraid. Who is not? Wow, bravo. Bravo to you. Okay, so why you are afraid of robots? Maybe someone who did not...
Isn't asking that question like asking, are you afraid of people?
Okay, good question. Very good question. I am afraid of people. Depends, yes? Yeah, depends. And are you afraid of robots? Okay. Very good consulting answer. Depends. Yes, it always depends, yes. So, those who are afraid, why you are afraid? Sorry? Lot of potential.
Yeah, they can become something more.
They can become something more than you can imagine.
Yeah.
Cockpit shakes, yes. Yes, that's true. Any other opinion?
They might turn hostile on us.
Sorry?
For some reason. They might turn hostile on us. Give them up.
Oh,
For some reason, they might decide to.
turn around against us, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's true, yeah?
You know, like Skynet in Terminator.
Okay, yes. And break the IT security and compliance and send financial information to everyone in the world, yeah? Anyone else?
I'm afraid of using that robots on regular people. They will take more and more money, and the poor people will be even poorer.
Oh, they take our jobs, yes? I mean,
And I don't believe that Elon Musk says that everyone will receive a basic amount of money. Just leave.
yes, you're very good. Okay, you read the news. That's good. Yes, Elon Musk, I'm sure that you know that Elon Musk said that once we'll go with the robots, everyone should have the universal income that is actually being paid by the robots. Yes, universal income sounds good. Yes.
People get lazy.
People get lazy. Okay, well.
It's a matter of security because robots are usually involved with private information and they can be cyber attacked or something like that.
Yes, they can be vulnerable on the cyber attacks. Yes, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Good. Any other opinions?
I have a question.
Okay.
When did you start a program that led to this accomplishment?
Sorry?
When did you start internally a program that allowed to deliver this process?
You mean when we started to develop?
Business project in company. Of course, it is not classified.
Okay. We started somewhere in 2013. Yeah. 5, 6 years ago. 5. Yeah, 4, 5. Okay, thank you very much, and let's stay connected. Please go to LinkedIn and let's stay connected. I publish lots of information about robotics, AI, everything that is connected to Fourth Industrial Revolution. Thank you.
Dziękujemy za zaproszenie wykładu. Niestety nie mamy czasu na dodatkowe pytania, ale myślę, że w razie pytań, czy jest możliwość indywidualna?
Oczywiście, zawsze.
Dziękujemy i zapraszamy na kolejny wykład.